2016. He's been the Super Bowl MVP 4 times with a chance at a 5th next week. His 9th trip to the Super Bowl, and it's against the same team that he faced in his first trip. It's all about symmetry.
And like I said, many of those things are still the same. I loved playing then. I still love playing now. You know, I don't take anything for granted. I really don't. I enjoy it. You know, I think we all work hard at it, but like, you know, to get to this point is really exceptional. And, you know, I'm proud of the guys for making the commitment, and certainly not easy. I think everyone at this point is, you know, you're tired, you're worn down, but at the same time, you have, you know, one of the great opportunities in your life. And this is a memory you'll have forever. And I really hope, you know, we can go out and take advantage of it.
Last practice in Foxborough today, and Mike Giardi was there for it.
It would have been hard to predict that pudgy-faced quarterback that made his debut in the 2001-2002 Super Bowl, Tom Brady, would still be going strong some 17 years later. But here he is, Brady, about to embark on his 9th trip to a Super Bowl. But then when you hear him talk, you understand why he is who he is and why he's been able to carve out such a long existence in the National Football League. He says, when you love something, you work hard at it. And it's not hard work because you love it. And that is what he's done. He's applied that to his craft over and over again. And as he said now, I have a relationship with the Patriots that actually dates longer than the relationship I had living under my parents' roof. Some 19 years he's been at it, and he's inspired the Patriots, and once again continues to play at a high level.
Rams getting set for their 4th Super Bowl in franchise history today in Thousand Oaks, where they went through their last practice of the week before they go to Atlanta. Like the Patriots, they do that tomorrow. Unlike the Patriots, they won't be 100% healthy when they do go to this game. Past didn't put a single name on the injury report this week. Rams have a few guys listed, and they're pretty important. Greg Zuerlein, Johnny Hekker popped up yesterday. They just finished practice today. Patrick Claybon, what's the story out there in Thousand Oaks?
Well, we start with the leg because we have to. He made the 57-yard kick to send the Rams to the Super Bowl, and we will say that Sean McVay said of Greg Zuerlein that he is progressing well. He expects him to kick in the Super Bowl. Now, looking ahead to the Super Bowl, where the Rams will face off against a Patriots team that has so much experience, against a coaching staff, a lot of it that's been together for upwards of 12 years, that has so much experience. And Sean McVay echoing what Wade Phillips said earlier in the week about trying to fool the Patriots, especially Tom Brady or Bill Belichick. You're not going to out-scheme them, but what you can do is execute your system to the best of your abilities.
Enjoy this opportunity, be smart, but let's not forget that we're here to try to win a football game. We want to have great focus and concentration when we are in those football things. Don't allow other things to take away from your focus, but you do want to enjoy it. You know, this is something that's special. When your family and friends get out there, we allocate some time for that, but when we're dealing with football, we're focused, and we're putting ourselves in a position to be at our best on Sunday, and I think that's the expectation that these guys have. They know that.
And Lindsay, Sean McVay gets credited for being an offensive mastermind and a genius, but he was quick to point out that of all the offensive plays that they run, out of all the sets, out of all the personnel groups, he didn't invent any of it. He's not reinventing the wheel. What they got them to the Super Bowl was ability to execute.
Yeah, and they did execute enough, I guess, last week. Goff in particular, thank you very much. Patrick Claybon, what we didn't see last week that I think the Rams would very much like to see in the Super Bowl is a strong performance out of Todd Gurley. He did not execute, and he didn't get that much of a chance to do so, frankly. Just 5 touches in that game. Right. But they came really close to not winning. In the Super Bowl, what do the Rams need out of Todd Gurley in order to get a win in this game?
Todd Gurley. I mean, seriously, because in that game, I think what they realized early was that Todd was not Todd in that game. And early on, he dropped the pass over the middle that became an interception. He dropped the 3rd down pass that was thrown at him, and he dropped that, put it on the ground. And as a coach, sometimes you have to look at your player and say, all right, something's not right here. Let's pull him. C.J. Anderson was playing well. And in some cases, the coaches have to protect you from you because you're not either playing well or you're not healthy. And that's what I don't know. I don't know because he's saying he's healthy, right? He's saying all the right things. We saw him against Dallas. He looked great. Did he have a setback? I experienced that going to a game where you look good one game, and all of a sudden you have a setback, and now you're like, wait a minute, I'm dealing with this injury, but I don't want to tell anybody. I don't want to use it as an excuse. But, yes, Todd Gurley has to be Todd Gurley if this Rams team want to win the Super Bowl. They can't do it with a half a team that's got C.J. Anderson and you're trying to use the other receivers and Cooks, and that's fine. But you need every man on deck to beat this Patriots team. And they certainly need their best player, Todd Gurley, to play well.
I hope he's healthy. If he's going so far as to say, if I wasn't healthy, I would be on the injury report, because it just like neon sign, if an injury pops up, we're having surgery after the season. That can't happen. They'd be in trouble. What do you see with Gurley?
You know what? I'm not sure. I kind of felt the same way. So I was like, maybe they had him on a pitch count in terms of, well, if CJ's doing well, if CJ's moving the ball, then maybe we don't have to load Todd Gurley so much. But at the end of the day, it's still a team sport. So everyone else will show up. I'm not so much that they need to lean so heavily on Todd Gurley, because at the end of the day, if he does show up and if he is playing well, Patriots are going to design their defense to take him away anyway. So everyone else is going to have to show up eventually.
Is this a tricky thing potentially for the Rams? They weren't planning on having C.J. Anderson. This isn't necessarily what Sean McVay does.
No, but that's
work
great.
with two backs. Totally, right? You want
That
as
says
much.
a lot about
Absolutely.
Sean, though.
Well, because they signed him because Todd Gurley was literally not able to play in week 16 and 17. And then he played so well that you want to keep him on the field. But now you have C.J. Anderson and you have Todd Gurley. You're splitting snaps. You're taking the ball out of Gurley's hand.
Let's not make the mistake to think that C.J. Anderson is Todd Gurley.
No, it is.
Yeah,
No, it is.
C.J. is really good. I remember playing with Derek Lavelle, and he and I, the way we tag team, we had a good relationship. And so when I was on the sideline, Derek Lavelle was in the game, and he was playing well. But that gave our offense and our team great balance, where if CJ's in the game, Todd's over there. I mean, he's resting. So when he goes into the game, he's got fresh legs. I just feel that in this game, something went wrong where they felt like Todd didn't give them the best chance of winning. And that's why they limited his touches. He didn't play a lot because something was not right with him in this game.
I'm glad you brought up the duo of you and Derek Lavelle, because the last pair of running backs to each go over 100 yards rushing in a single playoff game prior to Todd Gurley and C.J. Anderson doing it in the divisional round was...
Boom!
There you go. There you go. I'm trying to tell you.
All right, we're all over this game. As you well know, next week's a big week for us. 90 hours of live coverage on NFL Network from Atlanta, with the first big event coming up on Monday. That is Super Bowl opening night, fueled by Gatorade. In the meantime, we had a pretty big game that just took place in Mobile, Alabama. John Gruden
really
coaching the North.
only get one chance to make a first impression. This is your opportunity today in the NFL. Do it.
All right, it's the 70th Reese's Senior Bowl.
You can't have the earphones on when the coach is giving you the pregame speech.
Not if you want to get drafted by him.
Come on, man. What are you doing in the locker with the headphones?
He's getting ready himself. What you mean? This is his audition.
Okay, so Gruden coaching the North, Kyle Shanahan coaching the South, Will Grier, the starting quarterback for him, Hunter Renfrow, the guy who made the 36-yard catch there. Drew Lock, the starting quarterback for the North. This is DJ's 23rd ranked prospect. Bucky Brooks has him going 7th overall.
Like that little underhand throw.
Yeah.
Think he's been watching Mahomes?
Oh, yeah.
He's been watching Drew Lock. He's been watching himself.
Drew Lock him up. All right.
Okay.
I guess that's the new style.
Daniel Jones, another one of DJ's top 50 prospects. Bucky has him going in the first round. A little read option here.
He did all right today. Right?
Yeah?
Yeah, he did all right. 8 for 10, I think it was. 8 for 11, 110, 1 TD.
Oh, the flea.
Flicker here.
Late developing play there.
Late development play. And then the next play here, Daniel Jones to Andy Isabella.
That's Mahomes right there. That's AI.
AI.
That's what I call it.
The answer.
Oh, right. North wins this one 34-24. Andrew Siciliano called the game.
So these two guys said all week that the Reese's Senior Bowl, the 70th edition, is about checking boxes. It's about finding out if players truly do have it as they try to work their way to the National Football League. Daniel Jeremiah, what did you see this week?
I really thought the opportunity that these smaller school players had, they took advantage of it, and it showed up in the game. Nasir Adderley had an interception from Delaware. Keelan Doss from UC Davis was making plays all over the field, and the game really got started with Colin Saunders making a sack out of Western Illinois. So it was fun to watch these guys compete.
Yeah, and let's not forget the big school guys. And L.J. Collier from TCU impressed more and more as the week went on. Charles Omenihu from Texas really turned it loose today, getting after the quarterback. And then those big guys guys working on the offensive line, Caleb McGarry from Washington and Garrett Bradbury from North Carolina State, Chris Lindstrom from Boston College. I could go on all day, but the big school guys, they turned it on as well.
We could name check a lot of people. Drew Lock had some moments today, the Missouri quarterback who could be the highest quarterback in this group of 8, eventually taken when we roll towards April in the draft, or Daniel Jones, the Duke quarterback who was named the
Ryan
MVP.
Finley, too.
Ryan Finley
I thought he was
as
so
well.
smooth when he